Yo, what's up everybody? It's your boy Floss, back again with another video. And today we're going to do the real review of the Samsung Galaxy Note 5 and the Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge Plus. Now I decided to put these both in the same video because they're pretty much the same phone. One has an S Pen, one has a curved screen with some swipe gestures, but other than that, they're basically identical. So let's try to get through this all in one shot. Now let me clarify something up really quick. If you're new to my channel, the reason I call this the real review is not trying to say that anybody else's review is fake. No, I call this the real review because I'm a real consumer. I'm a real customer. I bought both of these phones with real money out of my real pocket, and I'm here to give y'all my real opinion. I'm not playing favorites. I don't got any reason to give y'all any biased information. Now, with that being said, let me answer the number one question that everybody been asking me all week long is if you got a Galaxy Note 4 or a Galaxy Note Edge, should you upgrade to a Galaxy Note 5? And my answer is yes. All right, this is a major upgrade right here. Now, this is up for debate. I know with the Note 5, you're losing a few features from the Note 4. But you got to look at the big picture. And let me give you a few reasons why I think this is an upgrade, even before we start the review. First up, you're getting a better build. Now, anybody who ever had a Note 4 and you went to the store and you held a Note 5, there's going to be a few people that might disagree. But basically, this is a way better built phone. All right, the feeling on this phone, the glass, just a more premium build. Now, over the years, everybody been complaining about Samsung making these cheap plastic phones. This is a big boy right here. So now you're getting a way better built phone, better quality, better premium kind of feeling phone. Next, you're getting a better processor. All right, so now you're going from quad-core processor to octa-core processor, and you're also getting more RAM. All right, you're going from 3 gigs of RAM to 4 gigs of RAM. Now, even if you're not into all that tech spec mumbo jumbo, basically what you're going to get is a faster phone with less lag. And I don't know about you, but that's one of my main gripes when it comes to phones is the lag. Lag is what kills any phone. Next, you're getting a better front-facing camera. Now, in this day and age, you know this is the selfie age. A better front-facing camera is a bonus. You're going from a 3.5 or 3.7 megapixel camera on the Note 4 to a 5 megapixel camera on the Note 5. All right, so you're getting a better front-facing camera. Next, you're getting a better fingerprint scanner. Now, everybody knows the fingerprint scanner on your Note 4 is trash. Now, don't get me wrong, it works. It works, yeah, after you play with it and you get the hang of it, it works, but it's garbage. You know, all that swiping down like this, that's garbage compared to the Note 5 or compared to the S6 and the S6 Edge Plus. The new fingerprint scanners that Samsung makes is exactly the same as the iPhone fingerprint scanner. And y'all heard me say that in the past, that the iPhone had the best fingerprint scanner on the market. Well, now it's neck and neck with the Note 5 and the S6 and the S6 Edge Plus. All of these new Samsung phones, the fingerprint scanner is a major upgrade, and you'll definitely use it now. I know a lot of people right now that have a Note 4 that don't use the fingerprint scanner just because, you know, it may work 90% of the time, but that other 10% of the time, that's the time when you really in the elevator or, you know, you're somewhere and you only got a couple of seconds to check your phone real quick. Then you're playing with that fingerprint scanner, and that's a no-go in my book. So you're getting a better fingerprint scanner. Next, you're getting a better battery. Now, we're going to talk about this. I know a lot of people were disappointed that Samsung decreased the size of the battery. But that's what brings you back to having a better processor. It's not about the size of the battery. It's how the phone optimizes that. All right, now I'll give you a perfect analogy that I just happened to be talking to my man about the other day. We were talking about cars. We were talking about BMWs in particular. So we got into a big debate about the BMW M5. Now, I got a V10 M5. So, you know, a lot of people, that's their favorite M5 that's out, the big motor, the V10 500 horsepower. Now, when BMW came out with the new M5, they decreased the size of the engine, similar to how Samsung decreased the size of the battery. They went from V10 to V8 size motor. So right away on the forums, everybody was like, oh, this is whack. BMW took a step backwards. This is garbage. But once you look at the big picture, BMW, they decreased the size of the engine from V10 to V8, but they added a bi-turbo, which is like Samsung adding the octa-core processor. And now instead of getting 500 horsepower stock, you're getting 540 horsepower stock. And it's better on gas. So they decreased the size of the engine to give you a better experience, a more performance, and save some money on gas. And it's the same thing Samsung did with the battery on this phone right here. Now, I did some extensive testing this week. And I'm going to tell y'all the truth. The battery on the Note 5 is better than the Note 4. It's better. Okay, it's optimized better, and it lasts longer. And we'll get into that in more detail in a minute. Next, we're still talking about why this is an upgrade. Next, you got Samsung Pay. Now, I know that hasn't rolled out yet, but once you get your Note 5 in a couple of weeks, Samsung Pay will be active. You can put all your credit card information in it, and that's one less thing to carry around. Now you have Samsung Pay, the same way your iPhone users have Apple Pay. Now you have Samsung Pay, which is totally different from Google Wallet. You have Samsung Pay, everything will be working, working fine, running smooth. You can leave your credit cards home. So that's another nice little feature right there. Next, we still got more. Next, you're getting a better speaker. Not only with speaker placement. Now on the Note 4, you got your speaker on the back. Worst possible placement. But on the Note 5, you're getting speaker at the bottom, and instead of a 1 watt speaker, you got a 1.2 watt speaker. Now that 0.2 doesn't make that much of a big difference on paper, but if you got a Note 4 and you got a Note 5 and you put them side by side and you play music, you'll notice that the Note 5 is louder. And not only louder because of the extra speaker, the little speaker boost, but because of the speaker placement. So now no more having to prop your phone up so you can hear it. Even on the Note 4, you got this part right here is a little bit raised up, so your speaker is not flush on the table, but it's still facing downwards. Now, I would like to have it facing front, like HTC or Motorola, but facing the bottom is second best placement, which is still an upgrade from the Note 4. Next, you got more S Pen features. Okay, so now your S Pen is a better built S Pen. You also got the little eject feature. We'll get into that in a minute. And it's just more features built into the S Pen. And we'll talk about that in a minute. And lastly, you're getting built-in wireless charging. And not just wireless charging, fast wireless charging. So if you got a Note 4, yeah, you could buy the extra back. I reviewed those already. You could buy the extra back and have wireless charging, but it's not going to be fast charge. It's just going to be that regular slow wireless charging, which is going to take you about 3 to 4 hours to charge up your phone. Now on your Galaxy Note 5, you have built-in fast charging, which means that you could fully charge your phone in about 2 hours. And if you use the regular cable, this is from my testing now. With the regular cable, it took about an hour and some change, maybe an hour and 20 minutes to fully charge your phone. So wireless charging is never going to be as fast as wired charging, but at least you have that option built in. So no extra money you got to spend on buying wireless charge accessories and all that. You got a built-in wireless charger and a built-in wireless fast charge. Okay, now you still got regular fast charge on your Note 5 like you had on your Note 4. But in my testing, I find the Note 5's charge a little bit faster. Okay, now keep in mind, fellas, this is not a sales video. I'm not trying to sell you a Galaxy Note 5. I want you to have the best phone that fits you. But I'm giving you my personal experiences and my personal opinions, and all of those reasons I listed right there. Put that in the back of your mind when you're going shopping for your next phone. All right, so the Note 4 is a great phone, but the Note 5 is definitely an upgrade. Even though now we got to talk about the things I don't like. Which brings me to the beginning of the real review. Now, just like any other phone that I review, there's always going to be things that I don't like. So let's talk about everything that I don't like first, and then we'll get into everything that I do like. Now, first I gotta address something too really quick. I'm trying to think about all of the comments everybody been lefting me. Everybody been leaving me. Also, no editing allowed. Y'all know these are live videos. Now, I'm trying to think about all of the stuff everybody been asking me. Let's address Pengate real quick first. All right, Pengate. Now, if you don't know what Pengate is this issue going on online right now. Everybody's saying that, okay, if you take your Galaxy Note 5 pen out and you put it in upside down, your pen is going to get stuck. So that's a major design flaw with the Galaxy Note 5. That's what everybody's saying. Now, I'm not going to get into too much detail. We're not going to talk about that too much because I think it's ridiculous. That's the same as saying, I stuck a sandwich up my ass and I'm still hungry. Food is meant to go in your mouth, not up your ass. All right. If you go buy a brand new Mercedes-Benz and you drive off the dealership lot and you go to the gas station and you put oil in the gas station, in your gas tank, you can't take the car back to Mercedes and say, look, this is a major design flaw on this new Mercedes. I just spent $100,000 for this. This is a major design flaw. I put oil in the gas tank and now it's not running right. They're going to tell you the same thing that anybody with a Note 5 is going to tell you. Gas is meant to go in the gas tank. Oil is meant to go in the engine. Your S Pen ejects one way, it's meant to be reinserted the same way. All right, Samsung never advertised it as a reversible S Pen. When things are reversible, that company is going out of their way to let you know that it's reversible. You know, try sticking your phone battery in upside down. It's not going to work. Now, if the phone says, oh, we have this new battery that works either way, it's a reversible battery, that's what they're going to market it as. Now, if y'all watch my videos, I just did a review probably yesterday or 2 days ago about that tilt flip cable, that flip duo cable. It's advertised as a reversible USB cable. It's meant to go in either way. Now, if you take a regular USB cord and you try to put it in and it's upside down and you force it in, you're going to break it. It's just that simple. You're going to break it. Now, if you buy a reversible cable, it's meant to go in either way. So that's pretty much all of this silliness going on. I think it's a lot of people that's just reaching, just like with this, iPhone bending incident. All of that stuff to me is just petty. All right? That's petty stuff that people reach because they just look for problems. Over the last 20 years, I had 1,000 phones. All right? Not 1,000, but I had phones for the last 20 years. I never bent a phone. And I had phones in my back pocket. I had phones in the gym. Fell off of motorcycles with phones. Never bent a phone. All of these Galaxy Notes I had since the original one, as drunk as I be getting during Amazon Warrior, as drunk as I be at the club and all that, I never got so wasted or just been so out of it that I took my S Pen out and put it in upside down. All right, so that's really nonsense. Okay, so let's just get rid of Pengate. Now, let's talk about what I really don't like about this phone first. Number one, no removable battery. Now, that's huge. As Donald Trump would say, that's huge. All right, that's a huge problem right there. Now, there's ways around that. Of course, they're going to have battery charge cases. Of course, they're going to have stuff like this. Portable power banks and portable wireless charge power banks like this. Fast charging, portable fast charging plugs that you can plug in at work and all that. Yeah, there's 1,000 ways around that. But there's nothing like taking your phone battery cover off and going from 0 to 100 real quick. All right, there's nothing like it. Now, if y'all see my old videos, I had a bunch of Note 4 batteries. There's no better feeling than using your phone all the way down to 1%. And sometimes I'm greedy. I'll use the phone. I'll be in the middle of sending a text message and the phone will completely cut off. Go on my back pocket, take out another battery, slap it back in, 0 to 100. So there's nothing like that. Now, is that a deal breaker for me? Obviously not. I still got the phone. So it's not a deal breaker, but that's a huge problem. I just love the way Donald Trump says that. That's a huge problem. Okay, so that's something you're gonna have to consider. If you lived and died by those removable batteries, then that's you're not gonna be looking at this as an upgrade. You're gonna be looking at it as a step backwards. But you gotta weigh the pros and the cons, and that's what I'm here to do. So no removable battery. That's a huge deal, but it's not a deal breaker for me. Next, no micro SD card, no expandable memory. Now, that's not the biggest deal in the world for me. It's a big deal for some of y'all, but it's not the biggest deal in the world for me. At the end of this video, I'll show you my Amazon cart. I'll show you a few items that I got. Some of them I already reviewed, but I just put them in my cart so I can remember them. I'll show you ways around all of these problems that I'm having right now. I'll show you ways and fixes that you could purchase aftermarket accessories and knock that problem right out. But no expandable memory, that's kind of a big deal for some people, but for me, not a big deal. I know all of y'all cats out there that use iPhones. Y'all saying to yourself, why did Android cats, why they crying about no micro SD card? Why they crying about no removable battery? We never had that anyway. If you never had that, then of course you don't know why people who had it are upset. But people who had it on their phone like this and then now they took it off, that's kind of a big deal. Now they sell these portable micro SD card readers. Some of them are as cheap as $7. And that's an easy fix for that problem right there. And not only if you buy the little $7 micro SD card reader, not only can you put a micro SD card in that reader, you could put a full-size SD card and a full-size USB flash drive. So for $7, it's going to be even better than having removable micro SD card expandable memory. It's going to be better than that for $7. All right, so that's a small fix. So no micro SD card expandable memory. Yeah, that's a problem. I don't like that. But you gotta, advance with the time, so you gotta deal with it. Next, no 128 gig version. Now, that's a big problem because you don't have expandable memory. So now you only got two choices. You got a 32 gig or a 64 gig. So if you're a heavy hitter in the phone game and you only got one phone, and that's going to be, you living and dying by that one phone, 64 gigs might not be enough for you. Now you're forced to use cloud storage. And a lot of people don't want to use cloud storage because it's easy, it could get hacked and all that. A lot of people don't want to use that. But like I said, at the end of the video, I'll show you another product you could get. It's called MyCloud. There's a bunch of them, a bunch of different brands on the market. But there's one I'm going to show you. I'm going to review it next week. It's $170. It's your own personal cloud. Okay, that's going to go in your house. Nobody has access to it but you. It has 4,000 terabytes. That's, matter of fact, I think it's, I got to look at that. I just had a brain freeze. I got to look at the Amazon cart. It might be 4 terabytes, which is 4,000 gigs. Something like that. We'll look at it at the end. But the point is, you can buy a MyCloud and you have your own personal storage. But since we're talking about the phone right here, you don't have that option of 128 gigs. You're stuck with 64 or 32. So I don't like that. If they're gonna remove the micro SD card, expandable memory, they should have at least came out with a 128 gig version for the heavy hitters. Next, now this phone, this has to do with the build. This is something I don't like. This phone is super slippery. It's a slippery phone. Now, of course, everybody's gonna say the easy fix to that is just drop a case on it. But maybe you don't want to use a case. Maybe you just spent $800 for this phone. You want to enjoy the glass back. You want to enjoy the curve back right here for better grip. You want to enjoy this premium feel. You don't want to use a case. All right, so you're gonna have a slippery phone on your hands. This is probably the most slippery phone on the market right now. And if you get white, okay, not a big deal. But if you get black or you get gold, not only is it slippery, but this phone is the ultimate fingerprint magnet. Okay, look at that. Just drop the fingerprint on there just like that. This is the ultimate fingerprint magnet. If you use this phone for about 30 minutes straight, doing a whole bunch of stuff, take a second, flip your phone over, and look how disgusting it's gonna look. It's gonna look horrible. And if you're a dude with OCD like me, you're gonna be walking around with something like this, hanging out of your back pocket, going like this all day. All right, now once you drop a case on it, that's the end of that problem. But if you don't use cases, this is a very slippery phone, and it's a 100% fingerprint magnet. Do not eat any fried chicken and then pick up your gold S6 Edge Plus. Trust me. Next, S-Voice. Now, this is something I've never liked about any Samsung phone, not just these two. I've never liked S-Voice. S-Voice is one of the worst voice assistants on the market. All right, S-Voice is pretty much unusable in my opinion. That's why I don't even activate it on my phones. That's why I'm not going to do a live demonstration for you. If you got any Galaxy phone, you know for yourself. Pull out a regular phone and pull out your Galaxy phone. Open up Google. Hit OK, hit the Google Voice search. Ask what time is it. Ask S-Voice what time is it, and ask Google Now what time is it. Google Now is 100 times faster. Siri is 100 times faster. The Windows Phone, I forgot the name of their voice assistant, but I just played with it the other day. 100 times faster. S-Voice is just 100% trash. I don't know anybody who uses S-Voice. The only time, and I repeat, the only time that I use S-Voice is on my Gear Watch, and sometimes I'll do voice typing. And even with that, it's still pretty horrible. All right, so I don't like that. Next. Now this has to do, we'll call this heat conduction. All right, that's the next thing I don't like. Now these are glass phones. So if you're playing games on your phone, or you're watching a lot of videos, or you're doing a lot of heavy activities, you're gonna notice the phone gets really hot. So this phone does get hot, and if you're using it without a case, you're gonna be feeling this hot glass. It's super hot. Now, what I mean by heat conduction is if you happen to have two of these phones, so you get a Galaxy Note 5 and an S6 Plus, we'll just call this the Plus, because I'm not going to keep saying S6 Edge Plus. We'll call this the Plus, the S6 Edge, we'll call that the Edge. So you got the Edge and the Plus. So say you happen to have an S6 and a Note 5. And you take the cases off of them and put them both in your pocket and rock out for the day, which I've been doing this whole last 2 weeks. You're going to notice that these phones, when you pull them out of your pocket, they're going to be burning up. Burning up. Okay, now I haven't tried that with the cases yet. I actually haven't got my cases in the mail yet. I ordered a whole bunch of cases. But without the cases, these phones are going to be super hot in your pocket. And when you're using them, if you're using it on the charger, which you're not supposed to do, but let's be real, everybody does that, you're going to notice the phone heats up. All right, so I don't like that. And last but not least, I know it's a long list, but this is a real video. Last but not least, the last thing I don't like about both of these phones is the price. All right, the price is just too damn high. The price is ridiculous. Now, I understand you paying for the name Samsung. You paying, not just the brand. You're paying for the top of the line, the latest software, this and that. But come on now, $1,000 for the S6 Edge Plus. That, now you hovering around a great laptop right there. That's a great laptop price. $1,000 for a phone, that's over the top. Even with all these new advancements and everything that's going on right now, I think phones off contract should run you after taxes. I say $700 after tax. Okay, fine. I won't argue with that. But say you buy a Galaxy Note 5 from Sprint, $720. A lot of people just say, okay, that's $720. They round it to the nearest, to the nearest 100, but they rounded it down. They rounded to $700. Okay, $700. No, $720 at Sprint in New York City is not $720. That's $800. You have to look at the tax. It's not like it's $720 plus tax, $726.43. No, plus tax with Sprint. Now you're looking at damn near $800, and that's for the 32 gig version. So if you want a 64 gig version, now after taxes, you're looking at $900 and $1,000 for the S6 Edge Plus. The price is just too damn high. All right. I forgot where I heard that, but it's stuck in my mind. Matter of fact, you ever seen that meme with the guy, the black guy with the funny sideburns, and he's saying the price is, the rent is too damn high? Same thing, same thing. Now, with that being said, let's get into everything that I do like about the S6 and the S6 Edge Plus. We'll just focus on the Note 5. I said S6. We'll focus on the Note 5 first, and then we'll talk about the S6 Edge Plus. The Plus. First, the number one thing I like about this phone, now this is no particular order. We'll just say number one. Number one is the build. Like I said, the build quality on this phone, this is one of the best built phones that I probably ever used yet. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go out on a limb and say this is the best built phone that I used yet. Now, the S6 Edge, I love the build on that one too, but with the curved display on the front, it kind of makes the phone feel sharp in your hand. If you're using it with no case, it's going to feel kind of sharp. It's going to have that little sharp feeling. Now, I forgot to show y'all. Now, real quick, if you're worried about the fingerprints and all that stuff, there's other cases that you could get that's still going to showcase the beauty of the phone, like the one I have on my S6. I ordered this for the Edge Plus and for the Note 5. This is a great case that leaves the back of the case wide open. So you'll still be able to see that gold color if you got gold. If you're lucky enough to get the silver, you'll still be able to see the back color. All right, and that's also going to end the fingerprints, and it's going to give you more grip. But just talking about build quality on the Note 5, this is one of the best built phones yet. All right, when you're holding this phone, if you never held it yet, don't be so fast to rush to judgment. Go to the store and hold it in your hand. Or do one better and just buy it. Buy it. Now, I'm going off topic, but a lot of people complain about the Note 5 and they never used it yet. Buy the phone. Just buy it. Keep in mind now, if you buy it from Best Buy or Sprint, Verizon, T-Mobile, you're always going to be able to return it. You're not locked into buying the phone. Don't make your decision without trying the phone. The most that's going to happen to you is if you go to Best Buy, I don't know about Sprint and T-Mobile, but if you go to Best Buy, you might end up paying a $35 restocking fee. After you use the phone for 14 days, you bring it back on the 15th day and say, I don't want it. You might have to pay the $35 restocking fee, but that's basically like you just rented a flagship phone for $35, got to play with it, test it, drop it, do all your stuff with it, and decide whether you like it or not. So buy the phone first. Go to the store, play with it, feel the build quality. This is the best built phone on the market. Now, I know a lot of people are going to ask me if I had to choose, which would I choose, the S6 Edge Plus or the Note 5? I would choose the Note 5. Simply because it has the S Pen. But we'll talk about that at the end of the video. Next, all right, so if that's number one, the build. Best built phone yet. Most premium feeling phone out there. Even more premium than this right here. Even more premium than this. Now the iPhone, before this was like before the S6 actually, because this is pretty much the big S6. The iPhone 6 Plus and the iPhone 6 was pretty much one of the most premium, best feeling phones you could get. Now a lot of people might say the iPhone 5S felt a little more premium because it had the glass back, but I like the build on this one. This is my new favorite now. All right, the S6 Edge Plus and the Note 5 are my new favorite built phones. Next, let's talk about the display. We already know Samsung has the best displays. Now, we can argue between this and the LG G4, but I'm going to say right now, this is the best looking display on the market. If you got a Note 4, pretty much same display, but this is the best looking display on the market. Not only because of the fact, with the PPIs, we won't even get into all the PPI stuff, But one of the things that makes this phone the best display is the brightness. When you go outside, you're gonna notice the viewing angles. If you got a Note 4, when you put it on maximum brightness, when the sun hits, sometimes you still won't see it. Even though, you're going by PPIs and specs, it's the same. I don't know whatever Samsung did, but if I take my LG G4, if I take my M8, my HTC M9, my iPhone, whatever phone I got, when I'm outside in the sun, I got it on maximum brightness, you still find yourself going like this. With the Note 5, this is probably the brightest phone that I've used yet. In direct sunlight, I'm still sending text messages. I'm not going like this. I don't want to use the word blown away, all right, because that might be too dramatic. But I was, like I said, I was thoroughly impressed. All right, super impressed. Let's leave it at that. Super impressed. Next, let's talk about the camera. All right, the camera. Now, matter of fact, let's rewind that. Let's rewind that. We just talked about the display and the build. Let's get into the battery real quick before I forget. The battery. Now, I said at the beginning of the video, this battery is better than the battery on the Note 4, and it actually is. Even though it's, 2,000, something like a few milliamps less. Let me show you a quick test that I'm actually in the process of doing right now while we're doing this video. All right. Now, if you notice, my Note 5, the battery's on 98%. Okay. Now, I'm being 100% honest with y'all. Let's see the battery on this one. The battery on this one is 93. Okay, 93% on this one. My Note 4 battery is at 89. All right, 89% on the Note 4. And my Note 4 Edge is at 93. Now, for the purpose of this video, what I did was I took all of these phones off the charger. I had all of these phones overnight on the charger, 100%. 7 o'clock in the morning, I took all of them off the charger and I came out here, put them on the desk so I could, get ready to do this video. If you notice the battery drain on the Note 4, now you're talking about 89%. I haven't even used the phone yet. I haven't used the phone at all. I got the brightness up a little bit higher on this. Let's turn it down just a tad. Been using this phone now for a couple of minutes, even before I started doing the video, a couple of minutes deleting certain stuff that could pop up in the middle of the video. I don't want to put nobody on blast, but we're still at 97%. Now, look, we could debate this all day. How many times, now I'm talking directly to the Note 4 users, how many times, and this is not, I'm not just talking out the side of my neck. I got a Note 4 and a Note 4 Edge. How many times you took your phone off the charger and you went outside, you got in your car, you start driving to work, you haven't even used the phone yet. Haven't done one thing yet. Drove all the way to work, parked your car, go inside your office or go inside your job. Then you say, let me check on Instagram real quick. Let me check on Facebook. And you pull out your phone and your battery went from 100 to maybe 93 or 92. And you're saying to yourself, wow, I haven't even touched the phone yet. How did it go down 8% and I haven't even touched the phone yet? And that's a major problem that Samsung phones have. They, even though you don't use them, the battery drains. Now you get an LG G4, you take it off the charge at 100, you do the same thing, drive to work, you get there, it's 99%. Same thing with the iPhone. Same thing with the HTC phones. Only with the Samsung phones, when you're not using them, they're still draining battery. Well, I noticed with the Note 5, now that problem, it still exists, but it's a lot better. A lot better. And now I will use the term blown away. When I first got the phone for the first couple of days, I was amazed at how the battery was lasting all day without any battery saving tips. Now, y'all know I don't use all these battery saving features, turning off the vibration, turning off NFC and turning off location, turning off Bluetooth and Wi-Fi when I'm not using it. I don't use any of that stuff. I just bought this phone for $800. I'm using everything. I'm using everything and I'm using everything at max. Okay, so now at the end of the day, if I don't have a portable charger or I don't have access to a plug, yeah, I will hit power saving mode, or if I'm desperate, I will hit ultra power saving mode. But 99.9% of the time, I never activate those modes. Battery life on this is great. Now, when I say great, let me retract that. Not great. All right, now I use this for the whole day. I noticed I didn't have to charge. I was using the hardcore: YouTube, Facebook, Foursquare, Twitter, all of that. And about 4 hours, maybe about 4.5 hours in, I noticed I was at 10%. Like battery started draining, really fast. It was about to die after 4 hours and change. That's pretty much the same as I was getting with the Note. But the only difference is that non-use battery drain is a lot better. And also, if you do tweak the settings a little bit, turn off your Bluetooth, turn off your S Pen detection, turn off this, turn off that, you're going to notice that you're going to be able to get a full work day with this phone. Easily. If you use battery saving tips, you're going to get a full work day. Now, if you're an internet beast like me, Just let's put the cap on 4 hours. All right, 4 hours, you're gonna get that. But look at it like this. You also have fast charge now, and you have fast wireless charge. So if you work 9 to 5, what you do is around 4 o'clock. Now, it's one of those days that, you work 9 to 5, you get off at 5 o'clock. Maybe you're going straight from work to the bar, and you're going to be out all night. Well, if you work 9 to 5, around 4 o'clock, that's when you might want to recharge the phone for the second half of the day. And you'll be fine. You'll be fine. What I normally do is, I don't like to go straight from work to go out. I like to come home first. So when you come home, and I said this before, by the time you shit, shower, and shave, your phone is going to be charged. You're not going to have to worry about plugging it in and every 30 minutes go and check and see, make sure, let me see if I have enough. I don't want to leave the house on under 75. So you go and check 30 minutes later, it's at 46. Another 30 minutes later, it's at 69. No, you don't have to worry about that. By the time you shit, shower, and shave, now, depending on what you ate for lunch, the first S might be a little bit longer. But by the time you hit the 3 S's and you're ready to, get dressed and walk out of the door, your phone is going to be charged up again. So battery life on the Note 5 is a win. Next, let's talk about the camera real quick. Now, you got a better front-facing camera, 5 megapixels. Still not the best in the world, but it's going to give you a great selfie. You're going to get a great selfie. But the 16 megapixel camera in the back, now this is not a Note 5 versus Note 4 video. Okay, so we're not going to gear the whole video toward that. We're just talking about the Note 5. The camera on this takes some beautiful pictures. I'll pull up a picture right now that I took the other night just to give you an idea. Now, this is a picture now. I know I could upload the picture into the video. You'll see it better. But this is the same picture I posted on Instagram the other night. Look at the details in this picture. This is from, I took this picture inside of a moving car. All right, my car was moving in Times Square. I took this picture. Now, the video might not be doing it any justice. But go to my Instagram, look at the picture for yourself. This phone takes some amazing pictures. All right, the camera on this phone, out of this world. Personally, I like it better than the G4. I like it better than the G4. Now, I know some people are going to say, Samsung with the AMOLED display to screens, they might be a little bit too vibrant with the colors. But all you got to do is go to settings, and you got 4 different displays that you could choose from. We'll get into that in a minute. One thing I love about this camera, though, it opens up even faster than the Note 4. Now, I said I wasn't going to turn this to a comparison video, but this is one of the fastest opening cameras you're going to get. Double tap on the home screen and open the camera up in 0.6 seconds. Now, with the Note, I think it's 1.4 seconds, a full second. This is less than a second. That could be the difference from missing that first blow and catching that first blow, if you know what I mean. Now, when you're outside and, something's going down and you're ready to get that world star hip hop moment, there's nothing like double tap the camera and now you right into action. Then you hit video. Right into action, less than 2 seconds, you went from just watching to being a roving reporter. All right, so the camera on this is a win. Now, we'll go through some of the camera features real quick. You got your basic effects, all your little Instagram filters. You got your HDR auto on or off. You got a timer. You can just rock a, up to a 10-second timer. You got your flash. You got your screen resolutions right here, which are going to give you all the way from 16 megapixel all the way down to 2.4. Then you hit settings. Now, when you go in your settings, you can change the video quality. So you got UHD, QHD, Full HD, 60 frames per second. Then you got a regular FHD, HD, and all the way down to VGA. Now, why is that important? You got to remember that there's no micro SD card expandable memory in this. So you don't want to shoot everything in 4K video before you know it, your phone's going to be full. So a lot of times what I'll do is I'll use FHD or even HD. Depending on what I'm videoing, if it's just some random stuff, everything doesn't have to be in 4K. If I'm recording, my lobster tails that I just ordered for lunch, you don't need to see a 4K lobster tail presentation. It's going to be the same. So, just play with the settings for yourself. Okay, you got a bunch of different settings. You got voice control. This way, if you're taking a selfie, you can just say cheese and take your selfie. You can use the hand gesture to take your selfies. A whole bunch of options with this camera. Let's go to modes. Let's go to modes real quick. Now, you got all your standard modes. You got auto, you got pro, you got selective focus, which means if you have 2 images, you can hit selective focus and it'll focus on the front image or the image that's in the foreground. Either one. You got panorama, you got your video collage, you got slow motion, fast motion, virtual shot. If you hit download, now these are ones that used to be on the Note stock, but I guess they just took them off just to save some extra space. But you can download Sport Shot and Sound Shot, dual camera, all of the ones that you got used to before. You can still use those. But one of the new modes right here that we got to talk about real quick is live broadcast. All right, live broadcast. So what that means is it's pretty much like Periscope. Okay, now it's the same thing. You can live broadcast right from your phone directly to YouTube, to Facebook, to Twitter, to Google+. So that means if you're outside and you're watching a basketball game and, you know, you're seeing some good action, somebody's in there who's real nice and you want to just share it to YouTube, you want everybody to see exactly what you're seeing at that moment, you hit live broadcast and you can stream it directly to YouTube live. And I'm going to try that maybe this week somewhere. I'll figure out, maybe I'll live stream from in the gym or something, or I'll live stream from the car show, live stream, you know, maybe Amazon Warrior. I don't know. We'll see. We'll do a live stream and test that out. Looks like a hot little feature right there. Okay, now, of course, everybody's going to say same as Periscope and all of that. Yeah, but it's built in, built into the phone. Next, now we're talking about things that I like. Next, the software. All right, TouchWiz. This is how TouchWiz is supposed to run. Okay, this is how TouchWiz was designed to run. Okay, this phone is lag free. Now, y'all know I be trying to make phones lag. I try to make them lag. All right, that when I'm doing a real review on the phone, I'm not trying to give the phone its best presentation so everybody can see it and say, yeah, that's the phone I want to buy. No, I'm trying to have a whole bunch of apps open in the background at the same time. I'm trying to make the phone lag. The software on this is 100%. All right. All y'all Samsung Knights, if y'all sitting down, stand up right now. All right, this is the TouchWiz that we all been waiting for over the years. You hear me say, you know, HTC Sense is my favorite skin. I even like the LG skin. TouchWiz has always been so heavy and bloated, and the more you download stuff to your phone, and the more you use, the more your phone is gonna lag. You're gonna constantly be doing factory resets and deleting a whole bunch of stuff to keep your phone at lag minimum. Well, with your Note 5, and I got everything on this phone. All of my major apps, everything right now is up and running. My Google+, Twitter, my Facebook, Foursquare, WhatsApp, Snapchat. Everything is on and running right now, and I haven't had any lag yet. And one of the most things that used to kill me on my Note 4 and Note Edge is when you scroll down to your notification bar. Hit me up in the comments and let me know if y'all ever had that issue. When you scroll your notification bar, sometimes it takes a while to scroll down. And now, this is also going to depend on if you're a power user or not. Now, if you only got one Facebook friend and you only following 3 people on Instagram and 3 people following you, and you don't really tweet that much and you don't use the phone that much, you might not get that many notifications. But if you're an online terrorist like me and you straight savage and you on all these sites, you got thousands of friends on Facebook and thousands of friends on Instagram, you're just everywhere, you're going to notice all day long you're going to be getting notifications. Now, when you scroll down to check your notifications, the last thing you want is that little lag. You're not getting that lag on the Note 5. And another thing that you're not getting is that on and off lag. That's something that used to kill me on my Note. When I get in the elevator, I only got to go up 3 floors. So I get in the elevator on the ground floor. I say, okay, let me just play with my phone until I get to my floor. And I hit the button. And the phone doesn't open, or it takes a few seconds to open. You see the keys light up on the bottom, and then you got to wait a second. You close it, open back up, close it. Then you say, you know what, I just got to reset the phone. While you're holding the power button, then all of a sudden the phone turns on. I had that problem so many times. Now look, let me just address something real quick too, now that it popped in my head. A lot of people were saying that, because I made a comment saying when I first updated Lollipop to my Note 4, the phone went downhill. And that happened to a lot of people. So a lot of people was hitting me back with comments like, oh, well, you got to do, back up your information and do a factory reset. And let me say this. I've been updating Android phones since Cupcake. I remember when you had your Android phone. Some of y'all never had Android back then, but if all of my hardcore cats, when you had your Android phone with Cupcake on it, and you heard all of the rumors about Donut coming out, one of the main things you learned is when you upgrade a new Android software, you got to back up all your data, you got to wipe everything off, and you got to factory reset it. That's standard operating procedure. Of course, you should be doing that. And of course, I do that. And with that being said, even after doing that, my Note 4 with Lollipop went downhill. The battery went downhill, and the lag is still there. The lag is still there, especially when you're doing multitasking activities. With your Note 5, no lag at all. I'm going on record right now saying that no lag at all. Now, granted, this is only the first week. Everybody knows that, the first week or the first 2 weeks, first 3 weeks, your phone is running like a charm. And then, maybe a month later, that's when you start to notice little hiccups and you start to notice this and that. But right now, after a solid week straight, no lag at all. All right, so the software on this, TouchWiz is a go. Now, I personally don't use this. You could use your Flipboard briefing if you want. I don't use it, but it's there. It's there if you want. All it basically is all you could customize this the way you want. You have your news, your technology, science, sports, food, travel, all of that stuff right at a glance. And you customize it the way you want. If you don't want to see the news, you can take that part off. If you only want to see sports and tech, you can have it with just sports and tech. Or you could just straight up 100% get rid of it. And I don't use that. I always click it off. Now, it may seem like the phone lagged just now, but it's not lag. What it is I'm not looking at the phone. I'm looking through the viewfinder of my camera, so I'm not touching the phone in its correct angles. Look, I'm not going to beat around the bush. If the phone lags, I'm calling them out on the lag. I'm not a Samsung fanboy. I want the best product. So if something lags, I'm going to call it out immediately. But I'm going to tell you the honest truth. I haven't had any lag issues yet. And my favorite part with the notification bar drops down nice and smooth and fast. All right, so 100% feeling that. Now, if you haven't noticed, this is definitely going to be a long video because I got a lot more stuff to say. If you want to pause the video and take a break real quick, other than that, we're going to keep going. And like I said, no editing for me. I'm going all off the top. Let's keep it moving. Next, the speakers. All right, so this phone, the speakers are better than the Note 4. Not the best speakers on the market. Still not better than your Google, your Nexus 6. Not better than your HTC M9. But these speakers are loud. Definitely loud. And I remember the other day I had the phone on the table, my S6 Edge Plus. I had the phone on the table and I had some music playing and I forgot. I thought it was my Nexus 6 because I usually play music loud off the table with my Nexus 6. Sometimes I use Bluetooth speakers, but sometimes I'll just play music right off the phone. When it's, early in the morning, I don't need to hear loud music. I'll just play music right off the phone. And I thought it was the Nexus 6 and it was the Note 5 and I had a little chuckle to myself. You'll notice that the speaker is louder. If you got a Note 4 and you do that upgrade, you're going to notice. You're not going to have to take them both side by side and stick them right into your ear holes to hear the difference. You'll notice. It's a louder speaker and it's a better speaker placement on the bottom. All right, so I'm definitely feeling the speaker. Next, let's talk about motions and gestures real quick. So we'll take it to the settings. Let's go to the motions and gestures real quick. Now, you're going to have all of the same features that you had on your Note 4, like direct call, which is, say you're sending a text message, you're getting into a little text message argument with your girl, your boyfriend, whatever, you're going back and forth, and now you decide you want to call them. From this screen, all you do is put the phone right to your ear. Whatever screen whatever person you're texting, it's just going to call. Okay, so now that works with not only text messaging, but it works with other features too. You got Smart Alert. Means if you have your phone face down on your table, like I like to leave mine face down, I don't need people seeing my notifications. But when you pick the phone up, the phone will vibrate and let you know that you had a notification. You also have mute. So say you're getting a phone call and you had a meeting or something, you're getting a phone call, you turn the phone over and it's automatically going to silence the call. And you have my favorite feature, the palm swipe to capture. That's huge for big phones like this. Now, if you're a lady or a dude with small hands, it might not be the easiest to reach the power button and the home button at the same time. So now you got palm swipe, take the picture real quick. Now, real quick, you can hide your content. You don't have to have it like I have this one set where it's hidden, where it says content hidden. You don't have to have your notifications pop up. But a lot of times I don't like to have all that security stuff when I know, ain't too many people around. But that Smart Alert does come in handy. All right, so that's the motions and gestures. There's a few more. Speaking of gestures, now we'll grab the S6 Edge Plus. Here's one of the gestures you get. Now, you got that curved display. I can swipe over one time. These are all of the people that I call the most. Now, it's not going to say their name. It's just going to have their picture. You can swipe over one more, and you have access to 5 apps. Now, you can go into settings, and you can change some of these features. So you have edge lighting. All right, so you can set the device to light the edge up when calls are received. All right, so when you got your phone upside down, the edges will light up. You have a night clock. You have your edge screen position. You can change it from left to right, and you can select the notifications that you get. Now, this is an upgrade as opposed to the edge that's on your S6 Edge. This one actually has more functionality. All right, this edge right here is a little bit better. We'll get into that at the end of the video. All right, now, where was I? All right, so that's the motions and gestures. Next, you also have themes. Now, S6 and the S6 Edge and all that. Yeah, Samsung started adding themes, but now you have themes. All right, so when you hit the themes button, you got different themes you could choose from. There's three come with the phone, but you can hit the theme store and buy a whole bunch of themes if you want to change up your icons and change up the color schemes and all that. I personally don't use the themes on this phone. This is really my work phone, so I don't really play with it like that too much. But you can do all that stuff if you want. But an important thing to note is now you have screen grid. All right, so when you hit screen grid, now you have 5x5, 4x5, 4x5, and 4x4. What does that mean? All right, what does that mean? Well, let's take a look at the Note 4 real quick. Now, if you got your Note 4, you notice you only got 2 rows of apps. And now I got 3. So now you can change that. You got a big giant phone like this. What's the sense of only having, 8 apps in 2 rows? You might as well have 3 apps. 3 rows of apps. Now, of course, you could download Nova Launcher and all of these other launchers. And you can do that, with external apps. But this is just built into the phone. So I like when stuff is built into the phone, less stuff to have to download, especially when your phone only got 32 gigs or 64 gigs. Now you got to be on watch alert. You got to watch everything you download. All these little games and all these little cheesy apps that you don't use, you're just cutting into your memory and your space. So when stuff is built into the phone, I like that a little bit better. Next, let's talk about multitasking. Now this is important. The Note 5 is a productivity phone. You need multitasking, and multitasking on this, it definitely works. Let me open up my emails real quick to show you what I'm talking about. Let me just make sure I don't want to put anybody's business out there. Let me just go to one of my inboxes that I don't use too much. All right, let's go to AOL. My AOL, that's my spam email. All right, so say you open your email account and you're checking all your emails and you want to multitask now. Now you can swipe this into that little window. Okay, now you can open up another app. I'll open up Google+. So now I got Google+ open in the background, and I got this little window right here with Gmail. This is the same as the Note 4, so this is nothing new. Same features you can do. You can hit this right here, the first button, drag and drop content from one window to the next. You can also close it into that little bubble. Now that little bubble is a floating app. That's my Gmail app right here. If I hit the home button, wherever I'm at, that little Gmail is right there. If I click on it, it'll open the Gmail right back up. All right. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, now it just opened up. Now you seen that? Oh, just when I stayed in on the line, no lag. Let's try that again. Caught a little delay on that one. Let's try that again. I don't know if it's lag or if it just takes a few seconds for that little window to pop open. Let's try that one more time. Okay, maybe it's because I had that little menu open. Only one way to find out though. Let's close that. Let's try some other stuff. We'll open up Facebook. We'll minimize Facebook. We'll close that. Now you can have up to 5 of these windows open at once. 5 of these little windows open at once. Also, if you go to your recently used apps, any window that has those two squares on top of each other, that's a window that you can have split screen windows. All right, so let's open up Instagram real quick. Let's go on Instagram. All right, so now while we're on Instagram, I can open up Facebook and have that in a little window. Okay? Or you can just exit out of it. Now, once you have a window open and you hit home, it's automatically going to put it into that little bubble. If you want to just open it full screen, you can just swipe it down and then open up full screen. Okay? Let's try that one more time. Yeah, I don't think that was lag. I think it's because I had that little window popped open at the same time. But let's find out. Why not? Okay. Could have been that. Whatever. I'm being honest with y'all. I haven't seen any lag yet. Looks good though. All right, so you get full screen multitasking. Or you also could do the split screen like this. You hold down the menu button. Let's say I want to open up 2 apps. I can open up Foursquare. And I can open up Facebook at the same time. Now you can resize these, or you can swap them. Put Foursquare in the bottom, Facebook on the top. Let me resize this one real quick. Let's resize the Foursquare. Now I got my Facebook and Foursquare at the same time. Okay? Now you hit home, automatically ends those. Now, here's another thing I used to didn't like about my Note 4. When you open that multi-window, sometimes it takes forever for that window to open. Look how fast this one opens. Okay, so you're getting real multitasking right here, and when you want to close them all, hit the close all. Look how fast it just goes right back to the home screen. Okay, now just for fun, let's grab the Note 4 real quick. Just for fun. Let's hit the multi-window. Okay, not bad right now, not bad, but I've had a lot of issues with that Note 4, with that multi-window, especially when you have with the recently used apps, especially when you have a whole bunch of them open at the same time. Had a lot of issues with that. Now, I noticed the video is taking too long. Let's try to keep it moving a little bit faster. I got some more stuff I want to talk about. Next, the fingerprint scanner. Now, at the end of the day, look, I don't care how long this video goes. The point is, these phones are expensive. They're not cheap. You don't want a quick 5-minute, yeah, this is the best phone out, go buy it. I'm trying to go into as much detail as I can and give y'all as much of my personal experiences, because I want y'all to get the most for your money. The Galaxy Note might be the phone for you, it might not be. All right, so that's why these videos are long. Fingerprint scanner. Now, I don't have it set on this one, but I do have it set on my my Plus. Okay, fingerprint scanner on this works, I would say, if I got to put a percentage, I would say 100% of the time. Okay, just like the iPhone, we could say 99, but I'm going to say 100. I never had to swipe twice yet. Now, of course, since I'm doing this video, I'll have to swipe twice. But 100% of the time, fingerprint scanner works great. All right, so fingerprint scanner on this is 100% win. Next, wireless charging. All right, now, is that a big deal? Yes, it is. All right, I love wireless charging. You get a little power bank like this, a little portable power bank. Not only is this a power bank, but it's wireless charge power bank. So now, fresh out the box, no aftermarket accessories necessary, no battery cover, none of those little sticky things that went over your battery. Now I'm getting wireless charge. How cool does this look? Now, I had this the other night when I went out to dinner. All right. Now, the waiter thought it was a phone. I was like, no, it's not a phone. This is a wireless charger. Put it down, had it wireless charging on the phone like this, on the table like this. Picked it up. Well, what phone is that? No, this is just a wireless charger. I happen to like this one because it matches my Galaxy Note 5. All right, so wireless charging, that's a great feature right there. I got 1,001 wireless chargers that I'm about to show y'all in the next couple of weeks, because I want to have a wireless charge everywhere. All of the offices, all of them, anywhere that I be at, I want to have a wireless charge on deck. The only time I don't use wireless charge is when I come home at 5 o'clock and I need to be out the door at 6 o'clock. Then I use my fast charge that came with the phone, wired connection, and get the fastest charge possible. Other than that, when I'm out during the day and I'm just hanging out, I'm using wireless charge. Next, let's talk about S-Health. Now, the phone still does have S-Health on it because you have your heart rate monitor on the back. Some people use it, some people don't. I just happened to be using it a little while ago this morning, 5:26 a.m. You see my heart rate was 82, about normal. My O2 sats was 82, you know, pretty much normal. But check this out. My stress level was almost at max. All right? Whenever I'm working, my stress level is at almost at max. But that's how you stay focused, yo. Keep your stress level up. All right, so S-Health, everything works with that. Heart rate monitor, still on deck. Some people use it, some people don't. I think that it works, though. I think that it works. It's a fun little accessory. If you got yourself a gear watch, connect it with your S-Health and keep track of all your steps all day. You know, just help with your physical fitness. I'm a physical fitness kind of guy, but I'm not obsessed with it enough that I'm using my heart rate monitor all day and all night. It's kind of gimmicky to me, but it works, though. It works. Next, Samsung Pay. Now, it's not active yet, but when it's active, they're going to give Apple a run for their money. You can put all your credit card information into your phone, and that comes in handy for me. A lot of times, I'd rather not take my credit card out with me when I'm going to the gym in the middle of the night. I'd rather just take a couple of dollars, put it in my pocket, take my driver's license, put it in my pocket, and I'll have my phone with me. So now if I decide after I worked out, you know, I did a heavy workout and I want to be a fat ass and go to the diner and eat about $25 worth of dinner, then I have my credit card built into my phone. I don't have to worry about having the actual hard plastic on me. And you know, most of these places are going to accept Samsung Pay. I don't know about everywhere, but most real establishments will be accepting it. Just like right now, you could use Apple Pay almost anywhere. Not anywhere, but almost anywhere. I went to a lot of places and you're able to use Apple Pay. Next, call quality. Basic, I use the phone, basic call qualities, not the best in the world, not the worst in the world, nothing to really talk about with that. You do have the volume boost though. You have volume boost, so if you make a phone call, you're gonna notice on your display you have volume boost. So that's good for you. You'll be able to hear the other person. I don't know how they're hearing you, but I haven't had any problems with call quality yet. Now, for my last two categories, one we kind of talked about already, the lag factor. No lag on this. All right, no lag on this. Now, that little Gmail thing, that did kind of bother me just now because that was the first time I seen the phone do that. Other than that, I haven't seen any lag at all on this. Let's open a few more of these up. Let's open a few more of these up and see how many we could do at once. Hold on a second. Let me just see something. Let's see. So what else can we collapse Google Plus? No, you can't collapse Google Plus. I think we could collapse Twitter. Let's collapse Twitter. And let's see what else is collapsible. Facebook. I already did Facebook. Okay, let's get a Facebook open. Okay, now this is good. This is good. This is live video right here. Now this is the first time I seen this. Okay, now I'm eating my own words. This is the first time I seen this. Got a blank screen right here. See, now this is the kind of stuff I live for. I live for this kind of stuff. You seen that right now? Open up Facebook. Got a blank screen. Had to exit out. Okay, let's see. So what's that? 4? What about IG? Donald Trump. All right. Let's collapse this real quick. All right, so now we got five windows open. 5 portable, how you want to call it, bubble apps, portable apps, marked apps, whatever you want to call it. 5 of them. Phone's still looking smooth. Now, that was the first time I seen a blank screen like that. Let's see, now we got split screen. Let's exit out all of this stuff now. All right, so maybe I'll eat my words. I don't really even consider that lag. That could be just a Facebook, because that could be a Facebook situation, because you see I had to just load like that again. That could have been a Facebook situation. I don't know. I'm not making excuses for Samsung, but I don't know. I've been using this phone heavy all week. Haven't had any issues of anything opening up slow. Oh, let me not open up my too much crazy stuff. Haven't had any issues. Matter of fact, I'll put a new number now. I won't say 100% lag free. Let's say 99.9% lag free. Now, overall during the day, now chances are you're not going to just be sitting at your desk going, let me open up Facebook, let me open up Twitter, let me open up Foursquare, all back to back to back like that. Chances are you won't do that. So you're not going to really see any lag. But now I do that. I do open up all these apps, and I'm rushing to check all my social media accounts at once. So that could be important. If you're a power user, you take your lunch break, you want to check all your social media accounts at once. So far, you see that was minimum lag. All right, so we won't say 100% lag free. Let's say minimum lag. Definitely less lag than anything else from Samsung right now. Less lag. Now, let's talk about the last category, my favorite category, the floss factor. All right, now, if you don't know what the floss factor is, that means when you pull out your Galaxy Note 5, somebody pulls out the S6 Edge Plus, somebody got a Note Edge, somebody got a Note 4, and y'all know the procedures, all of the other heavy hitters phones that's out. Somebody got a Nexus, iPhone, HTC M9, maybe they got a regular Galaxy S6, whatever phone they got. Somebody pulls out a phone, you pull out your phone. Are you sitting on top of the food chain, or do you have to put your phone back in your pocket, wait for everybody to leave? Now you that dude again. Once everybody leaves, now you come out with your Note 4 and you missed the tech again. Well, for floss factor, out of these two phones, I'm giving the S6 Edge Plus the #1 spot and the Note 5 #2. Now, S6 Edge Plus, this is arguably, now you could argue if you want, but I'm gonna give you my opinion. This is the best looking phone right now out. All right, the best build quality to it, the best look, the most sleek, especially if you get the gold or the silver. This is every time I pull this phone out and somebody's seen it, Now, of course, everybody already seen the S6 Edge, but the Plus is just a bigger version. So it's more to look at. So this phone right here, this will give you that top of the line floss factor. And don't be ashamed. If you buying your phone, you don't care about productivity, you don't care about multitasking, you don't care about the S Pen, you don't care about all these features. If you're buying a phone just because you want the best looking phone, then this is the one that you're gonna want. You're gonna want this S6 Edge Plus. That's the best looking phone. Note 5 is right up there too though. Now, real quick, I forgot to mention one category that just popped in my head. Something else that I do like is the S Pen. Okay, now I definitely like this new S Pen, this little pop-up thing right here. I definitely like that. And if you notice, you got a new S Pen interface. Remember when you took out your other S Pen on your Note 4, your Note 3, it was just that little gray circle, nothing too fancy to look at. But now look how whatever screen I was on in the background, I just happened to be on the home screen, whatever screen that you on the background blurs out, and now you have these big, brightly colored icons. Okay, now I'll go through the S Pen actions real quick. You got S Memo, which I changed the color of the paper. If you listen close. When you writing, it gives you that sound of a pencil writing on the paper. That's a nice little feature. It's not, it's kind of gimmicky and kind of silly, but when you get to writing a long note, it's just cool. It's really cool. Now, when you pull out your S Pen, you notice you have this little dot right there on the side, a little circle with the pen in it. Once you hover your pen over it, that's going to bring back up your menu. All right, so you got action menu. Let's delete this one. Let's go to action menu. Symbols, I'm not going to go into too much detail with this. Let me just write a phone number real quick. Now, once you hit that phone number, you hit more. You can link it to an action. All right, so I could send this right to a phone dial it. I could save this as a contact, send a message to it, email, internet, map, and task. Whole bunch of features with that. But there is some more features I want to show y'all real quick. Let's go to Smart Select. Now, Smart Select, this is cool also. You could draw circles or rectangle, and it'll circle certain aspects out of that picture. Oval, you could draw a circle, do the circle. If you wanted to show somebody just your main 3 apps that you're using. A lot of features with Smart Select. I'm going to try to run through this real quick. Now, Screen Write. Screen Write is hot. Take a screenshot of it, and then you can write on the screen. Now, I got a black pen. Let's pull something else out for Screen Write. I want to show you how Screen Write is. Shout out to my man DS Dan. Let me find out he got the number ones. All right, DS Dan, I'm gonna use you in this video right now. Let's do a Screen Write. Now, here's the new feature of the S Pen. Other than the fact that it's a better looking pen compared to the Note 4, it's a better looking pen. Now you have Scroll Capture. So if I hit Scroll Capture, now it's going to scroll down some more. I can hit Capture More, Capture More, Capture More. Now I have a full, let's hit Done. Now I got all of these pictures fully saved that I can write on. How would that come in handy? There's plenty of ways to use that. Fellas, you got that hot chick on Instagram. You go to her account. Now you can screen capture. You can screen capture her whole timeline in one shot. All right, now I'm not saying to go ahead and do that, but you can do that if you want. You also have your standard S Note, and you have 2 slots right here. If you go to settings, you have 2 slots that you can add your own customizable apps. Now, if you noticed on mine's, I got Calendar and Gallery. Those are the 2 apps that I pretty much use my S Pen the most with. The Gallery, when I'm, taking screenshots of pictures, I want to go back to the gallery and write a little note on the picture and send it to somebody. And my Calendar, I'm always writing in the Calendar. All right, but when you go to settings, you got your shortcuts, which are changeable. You could get rid of S Note if you want to. You got your floating icon. Now that little icon right there, you could turn that on and off if you want. I like to leave it on because this way it's always on. That's a secondary reminder that you left your S Pen out. Now you also have your detach S Pen to turn on. We'll go into settings real quick. You also have it where you can set up an alert. If you walk too far away from your S Pen, it'll make the phone ring. You get a little pop-up message saying that you left your S Pen somewhere. But when you got that little icon on the screen, once you pick up your phone, you automatically know your S Pen is not in. Okay, so you got the little spring ejected S Pen. I like that better than trying to dig your nail in and get that, especially if you got a case on. So now you could just use the heavy part of your finger and press the button. All right, so the S Pen on this is 100% go. I don't have to get into 100% detail with that. Let's delete this note. But let me show you my favorite S Pen feature while we're here talking. My favorite S Pen feature is this. Take the S Pen out while your screen is off and write down a number. Why the screen is off. Now you can save that. Now you notice if I happen to be using the fingerprint scanner, the phone is still locked. So now you got to open up the phone and you got to go to your S note and look at that note. That's a sick feature right there. I use that a lot. A lot of times, you know, I do a lot of work with Motorceps. I do a lot of work with TNR Racing. They like to buy a bunch of junk cars and, you know, parts and all that. If I'm driving somewhere, and it happens a lot, and I see those cards on the side of the road and people selling stuff, I just quickly pull out my S Pen and write down a note with the screen off. Those are valuable seconds that you don't have to waste opening up your phone and, you know, taking out your S Pen and clicking on screen writing and all that. Now you could do that with the phone off. So say this is always like just having a pen and paper on hand at all times. Pen and paper always ready to go. The amount of time it takes to activate is the time it takes you to take the pen out. So the S Pen on this is a go. It's always been a go on all of the Note series. But on the Note 5, this is probably the best S Pen experience yet. And if you look at the S Pen side by side, let me pull out my Note 4 S Pen. You'll notice that this S Pen just looks a little bit better. Okay, this one has that plasticky kind of feel to it. It does have a little bit more ridges in it for grip, but this one kind of has that aluminum look, even though it's plastic, but it has that aluminum look to it. It just looks better. Okay, it's thinner. Feels more natural like a pen. Don't put it in upside down. That's pretty much it. All right, so you've seen the floss factor for yourself. Now, as far as the S6 Edge Plus, pretty much the same features. All right, like I said, the same features as a Note 5. Nothing different except for these screen gestures, which you could get in a specific, a certain app. Let me show you real quick. Let me grab my S6. Now, my S6, this is my regular S6. I have that same kind of app where I can open up, you know, I can open up phone and apps and messages and all that. Same kind of way. So that app is called Drop. There's a bunch of apps that you could get that's going to give you that same kind of functionality, but it's not going to be the same because you're not going to have the curved screen. So it won't feel like that. Also with this, if I get a missed call, like you see I got a missed call from Maria. She's one of my top 5s. You see you have that little tab right there. So as soon as I pick up my phone, if you got an S6 Edge Plus, as soon as you pick up your phone, you're going to notice that if you look down the side, you see I got a yellow tab. I already know from having the phone that one of my favorites called. All right, so I can swipe over, see one of my favorites. I can either call them back or send a message. With this Edge also, you also do have some more functionality. You got your information ticker and all that, but it's still not the same as a Note Edge. All right, so the Edge on this is pretty much just for, I would say, decoration, because, like, you know, even though this is hot, there's 1,001 apps that you could get to have the same feature. All right, and if you put that app on a phone that doesn't have a curved display, it's just going to be those dots at the top. And you just swipe on the dots, and it'll open it up like that. So same thing. So as far as the Edge, nothing really different on this except for those little features. All right, but on the scale of 1 to 10, all right, now it's for the rating. On the scale of 1 to 10, Galaxy Note 5, S6 Edge Plus, major go. All right, major go. I'm not going to put a number on this. I'm going to tell you how this is an extreme go, 100% floss certified. Now, real quick, I know I've been saying real quick for the last hour, but let me show you, let me pull up my Amazon cart real quick, and I'll show you some stuff to get. I'll show you some stuff to get if you do decide to get a Note 5. Let me just show you a few items that you might want to take a look at. All right, let me pull up my cart real quick. Okay, pulled it up. I didn't even log into Amazon on that phone yet. Let me pull it up on a different phone. Let me show you the cart real quick. Talk amongst yourselves. No editing allowed. All right, let's see if they're in my cart. I just want to show y'all a couple of products that you could get. Of course, every phone that I grab got to be the one phone that I'm not logged into on Amazon. Okay, here we go. That I'm not logged into on Amazon. All right, let's go to the cart real quick. And of course, this is the one day that Amazon is acting up. All right, maybe we won't go to the cart. I wanted to show y'all, but Maybe we won't. Okay, here it goes. Okay, here we go. Now it just popped up. All right, so look at the cart. So you got a MyCloud. Right, you buy a MyCloud. That's going to get rid of that problem that you had of not having expandable memory. Buy a MyCloud, put it in your house. This one right here is $180. But there's cheaper ones, but I'm going to review this one. This is a big boy one right here. This is, 4 terabytes, 4,000 gigs. All right, so you're getting 4 terabytes of space on this for $180. Next, now, if you're worried about battery life and all that, there's a few battery products you need to get. These I already reviewed. I just threw them in the cart so you can see them. But you got your Qualcomm Quick Charge. Let's just turn this up a little bit. All right, you got your Qualcomm Quick Charge for your car. All right, so you got a car charger. You got a portable 4 dock charger with quick charge. You got a regular quick charge charger for $15. Take that, throw that in your office so you get fast charge before you leave to go home. You got this power bank I just showed y'all on the table. This is a 4,200 milliamp power bank, and it's also a wireless charge power bank. And here's that product I was talking about. Now, before I even show you that, here's another one. Here's the Easy Life Micro Spy Mini Remote. Now, I had this one on my keychain. It just broke off a couple of days ago, but $3 for this. So I know your Note 4, your Note 5 doesn't have an IR blaster, but most of the time, the reason I use my IR blaster, I'll be walking out of the door. I grab my phone after I already clean up my bedroom and all that. I'll be walking out the door, and I'll take the IR blaster and just turn off my TV and walk out the door. And the same thing, when I come in the house, I will turn on the TV using the IR blaster. Didn't really use it too much as a universal remote. I'd rather just use my regular remote. Well, if you get a little keychain remote like this, you'll be able to have those IR blaster functions. The only problem with this is no keypad. So if you're watching channel 7 and you want to watch, you want to switch to channel 242, you're going to be like this for a minute. Right? So it's basically good for just turning TVs on and off, or trolling TVs when you go to the doctor's office or you go to the diner. You can pair it up with their TV and turn the channel. But this is the product I wanted to show you. Now this one right here is for everybody that's worried about no micro SD card, no expandable memory. You buy something like this. Now this one right here is $10. If you look at the picture, you could drop a micro SD card in here, a regular SD card, and a straight up USB flash drive. Plug it right into the bottom of your phone. So all of those episodes of Family Guy and American Dad that I got that I like to watch when I travel, I'm gonna buy one of these. I'll review it next week and we'll check the quality of it. But it's $10. I'm gonna just make sure it works. I'll put a little video. I'll do it in one of my simple but effective tech videos. We'll make sure it works. But this is something I'm gonna have in my bag, so when I go on those flights, I'm not gonna have to worry. And that's pretty much it. I hope I covered everything that y'all wanted to know. I know this video was extremely long. I know I'll be going off all over the place. But at the end of the day, like I said, $800, $900, $1,000, that's not peanuts. All right, when you get up in the morning, you go to work. Nobody wants to go to work. All right, every morning I get up, I'd rather be in my bed, but I get up and go to work. Now when I get paid and I'm getting ready to spend that money, I want to get the best experience for my money. So I hope this video helped y'all decide whether you should get a Note 5, S6 Plus Edge. Maybe you want to keep your Note 4. Maybe you want to go for the LG G4. Maybe you want a Nexus 6, M9. I don't know. But I hope this video helped y'all. Now, also, let me answer another question, too. I just remembered. Everybody's asking me, what's my heavy hitter phone now? What's my main lineup? Now, y'all know I got a 6-man rotation. All right, so I'm going to give y'all my lineup from top to bottom. Number 1 on my rotation now, the Galaxy Note. Samsung Nice, stand up again. The Galaxy Note 5 has claimed my number 1 spot. This is my number 1 phone, my go-to phone right now. Number 2, S6 Edge Plus. Number 3, let me just check something real quick. You see Note 4? Note 4, 82% battery. Let's check on the Note 5. Now, Note 5, 89% battery. So now, think about that, fellas. Think about it for a second. Both of these phones came off the charger at the exact same second. This phone right here, I've been using all this time during this video. You see, I just got the S Pen detached. You're gonna get the same pop-up on your S5, on your Note 5. All of this time I've been using the video, scrolling, opening, closing apps and all that. I'm still on 89% battery. This one on my Note is on 82% battery. 82% battery, and I haven't even used the phone. So that solves that question right there. That answered that question. My Note Edge is on 89% or 88%. Haven't even used it yet either. Now, just for fun, let's check my S6 and S6 and S6 Plus, S6 and S6 Edge. Now here's my S6 Edge, 95%, and here's my S6, 82. Go figure. All of these phones I took off the charger at the same time. At the same exact second, I knew I was gonna do a long video, and I was kind of curious for myself. I wanted to see at the end of the video how these battery lives, how they held up. And I noticed with my S6, battery drains fast on this S6. All right, so Note 5 battery is beautiful on this. All right, so that's my rotation right here. I'm going with Note 5. I'm going with S6 Edge Plus. Then after that, I gotta go with the heavy hitter. I'm going with the Nexus 6. Then I'm going with the G4. Then after that, I'll go with my iPhone 6 Plus. That's my top 5 right there. Then after that, of course, the S6 and the S6 Edge I use, but now that the bigger versions are out, why am I using the small version? All right, but I'll still use these anyway. They're still up. HTC M9, RIP. Note 4 and Note 4 Edge, RIP. All right, RIP. Now, this is only 5-man rotation. Of course, number 6 is my my BlackBerry 9930. But I'm not showing that out of respect for BlackBerry users. I'm not gonna disrespect y'all to show y'all the 9930. I'm not gonna do that. Overall, though, on the scale of 1 to 10, both of these phones are win. If you buy either one, you're gonna have the best experience that you had with any Samsung phone yet. Period. Any Samsung phone that you ever had in the past, forget about that experience. I know you was mad because of the lag, you was mad because of this, you was mad because of that. You're gonna have a brand new phone experience when you get one of these phones. This is how TouchWiz is supposed to run. These are how premium phones are supposed to feel. This is what a flagship phone is all about. Now, leave it in the comments. I understand a lot of y'all gonna be hurt because of the battery, the no removable battery and the no SD card and the no IR blaster. Let's have a full debate in the comment section. All right, I'm welcome to all debates. But you heard my opinion for yourself. I think you should get one of these. These are heavy hitters right here. Shout out to everybody that rock with me on Facebook, Foursquare, Twitter, Google+. Shout out to all the Google gangsters I see holding down that Facebook page. Shout out to everybody hitting me up on Voxer. And a special shout out to everybody rocking with me on Instagram. Y'all know that's where I'm at full time, 100% full throttle. And a special shout out to everybody rocking with the Amazon Warrior on Sundays. You already know, Stream Gangsters on deck. Get your drinks ready. No meat boys allowed. Also, shout out to the Scissor Squad. Shout out to the Donut Boys. Shout out to the Stream Divas. Shout out to Team Savage. We in the building. Oh yeah, one more thing. I almost forgot. Fellas, ladies, say it with me. All y'all haters, all y'all trolls, close your eyes and picture me rolling. It's your boy Floss. I'm out. Deuces.